How's it going, ladies and gentlemen? My name is RuffledRowlett, and we are back with a brand new video, guys. Today, we are going to be taking a look at a brand new leak that was sent to me by Ahmad Shahzad on Twitter. Thank you so much, my man, for sending it to me. I really appreciate it, guys. As always, if you do find leaks, rumors, etc., and you want me to cover them and take a look at them and give my opinion, my thoughts, make a video on it, please send it my way on Twitter or join my Discord. If you join my Discord, you can always send it to me privately. I will answer every DM and direct message I get. Sometimes it may take longer than other times, but I'll always make sure to be active and try to get back to you as soon as possible. Either way, what do we have here? Well, basically, he was browsing 4chan and found this Pokemon 2019 leak thing that, he wanted me to cover it, and I thought, why not? So I take a look at it, and I'm like, okay, why am I seeing Xenoblade here? This is Xenoblade right there. And for anybody wondering why Xenoblade's involved here, we'll get to it. It has to do with the actual information in the leak. So we'll start with the actual info here. We can actually just maybe zoom in a little bit because it is really small, the actual info down there. Let's just get closer to it. Here we go. So here's the information. If you want to read this on your own, I will link it down below, but I want to go through everything. I'll read it, I'll say it loudly so you can hear it, and I'll go slowly through this info so that people who think I speak too fast can actually hear me. Let's get started. Pokemon 2019. This is what the person said here. The person who posted this on 4chan. I know some information on the Pokemon 2019 games from working at Nintendo of America. Here's what I know. Wild and trainer battles will be in the overworld. Now, I'm really confused about this. I'm really curious what he even means by this, because wild and trainer battles will be in the overworld. Do you mean like you'll battle them in the actual world, the way that you see the world from a bird's eye view? Is that what you're talking about? Because when you say overworld, it's a little bit confusing. It's a little bit complicated because usually in Pokemon, for anybody who hasn't played it, who's watching this video, I mean, if you played Pokemon main series games, you know what I'm talking about. You go into, technically speaking, an instance, right? You encounter a Pokemon, and then you go into an instance where you're in a battle. You're not actually battling exactly in that patch of grass where the Pokemon appeared in front of you. You will actually go to a different screen where you can see the Pokemon fully in its 3D model doing all its actions, and if it's trainer, you can actually see the trainer fully, and actually battle them. You go into the battle screen, so to say, right? You go into the actual battle. So what he's saying here, what he's suggesting is that instead of going to that battle screen, you would actually do the battles in the overworld, which seems very unlikely, my friend. I'm gonna be honest, I don't trust that. That just seems like bullshit to me. Next one. The player can have complete control of the camera. That would be fantastic. See, this is something I've argued for since, we even started considering Pokemon on the Switch. But Pokemon has a problem for me, and that is that we're always locked in a single point of view, right? We have no freedom with the camera movement. We are stuck in one specific point of view, and we can't change that. And that's the eagle view, right? It's the view where you're above and you're looking down upon the character. What I want is the third-person view. Now, for anybody who doesn't know what that is, I'll find an image for you here. But a third-person view, which I think we see, let's see, I think it's Dragon Quest has it. Dragon Quest 11 does have that kind of third-person view, so to say. I think, at least, I can't remember because I think I've seen the game. Yeah, so you basically, I would prefer a view that's more in the style of this, right? A bit more like a view from your back in the third-person perspective, so that when you are actually, walking around, you can rotate left and right and also check around yourself and not just have your character also moving alongside there. So if your character is standing still, idly, you can also press your other, other stick. So for example, right, if this one's used to walk, this one makes you go forward, backwards, left, right. Then this one will rotate your view to make you rotate and look around. Anybody who's played Fortnite, you know what I'm talking about. You have one stick makes you move around, the other one makes you aim, right? The other one here would be for aiming in Pokemon. Now you wouldn't be aiming, to shoot or anything. You'd just be aiming to look around and stuff. And that's what this is suggesting, right? The player has complete control of the camera, aka you have a full-on freedom with the third-person camera to look around however you want without being locked in the same way you are locked in Pokemon Let's Go. You know what I mean? In Let's Go, the problem is, okay, well, that's not what I was searching for. Pokemon Let's Go. See, in Pokemon Let's Go, you're stuck in a single point of view, right? You're stuck in this sort of view. It's the third person, it's not a third person, it is third person view, yes. But it's an eagle type view, bird's eye view, you know what I mean? Which every Pokemon game has had. But I feel like if we're going to the Switch and you want to make a good change, also, look at this, right? This is a mobile game. And it looks similar to freaking Let's Go Pikachu, Let's Go Eevee. It's not a good feeling when you see that. When they're so alike. Look at this. And this is a mobile game, by the way, an illegal mobile game. And it looks similar to the Let's Go games. It's a little bit worrisome, but it is what it is. Either way, so like I said, my point is, this is the battle, this is your battle menu, right? This is when you're actually in the battle. What he's suggesting is that when you're in the overworld, right, like this, right, or like this, you'll actually battle Pokemon in the overworld, and you won't have to go into a battle window, right? You'll just battle them like this. You know what I mean? And I'm not sure how that would work out, but it sounds interesting, actually. Though how likely, I don't know. Now, following Pokemon Return. Now, I'm really unsure about this, like, based on the fact that, like, Nintendo, like, Game Freak, rather, has this, like, they have this thing where they add a feature that people love, and then they remove it in the next game, right? People love the Dex Nav. They were like, nah, the Dex Nav was only for that game, we're not gonna add it again. People love the Battle Frontier. Nah, no more Battle Frontier ever again. You know what I mean? People love these sort of things, these features and stuff, but they just remove them and never want to re-add them again after they've added them like 1 or 2 times, right? So, how likely is it that Pokemon would return? I mean, I don't know. I would love it, and I think they should have to do it now. I think it should be a constant thing. It shouldn't be like some crazy feature. It should just be an actual thing in the game that's like, you know, a mundane thing that's always there. You know what I mean? Now, apparently Game Freak is calling it the Breath of the Wild of Pokemon games, and he wrote if Pokemon games, not of Pokemon games, so that's a little bit of an typing error there. Either way, so we already heard this before. We actually heard about this rumor a while back from a different person, saying specifically that the game is referred to as the Breath of the Wild of Pokemon. And what it means by Breath of the Wild of Pokemon is just that it's a big game that's a huge change and deviation from the previous entries. And now you may be arguing, right? Well, that makes no sense, because they said that next year's game is going to be in the vein of, like, X and Y and Sun and Moon and stuff. Yes, but what they mean by that is that it's going to be, you know, just like Pokemon, you know, it's going to be Pokemon the way you're used to it, which means you'll battle encounters, you'll catch Pokemon, you'll battle gym leaders normally and all that stuff. It'll just be like back to the kind of the same formula as before, but it will just be bigger now, maybe, you know what I mean? Breath of the Wild of Pokemon could mean anything, you know what I mean? It doesn't mean that we're going to have, like, you know, full freedom or an open world. No, it just means that we're going to have a big game maybe to explore with a lot of things to do and maybe more freedom than in the past. That's what this could mean. Keep in mind, it's a rumor, so we don't know yet. Now, there'll be new gym/trial systems. So, this is what a lot of people are worried about, right? And I understand this. I personally would just love us to be back with, you know, just using gyms again. I think I like gyms. I like how they're structured and the way they work and like how they're intricate and interesting. I think that's where like Game Freak like shines when they make really, really cool gyms and gym leaders. That's where I think they perfectly fit. I did not like the Alolan, you know, trials. I just did not enjoy them. They were just, to me, they were like gyms but more boring. There was like not much interest for me to want to go through them. There was like very kind of lame, you know what I mean? It was kind of lame, whatchamacallit? It was kind of lame how some of the places, like some of the trials worked. It was just kind of not interesting. While gyms tend to be slightly more interesting with a lot more intricacy to them and a lot more like, they're just more grandiose and interesting in a general sense. Either way, let's see, where else were we? So this gym/trials can be challenged in any order. This is where I feel like I don't trust you. Now, somebody down here said it's fake because he mentions that game will only have one version. This also seems fake, but I think to me this is the more likely thing to kind of like make it seem fake, because this is so unlikely for Game Freak to do. Game Freak hates giving players the freedom to do what they want and just kind of play in whatever order they want. They just hate doing that. They don't want to let you ever do that because they're just, well, they're just that way, you know what I mean? It's freaking Nintendo. Like, what do you expect? Or sorry, Game Freak. They never give, like, enough player freedom. They never want to give you freedom to do whatever you want. They want you to force you to follow their path that's always laid out exactly, you know, according to their logic, right? But this would be perfect if this is true. Again, I'm hoping this rumor is true, because it would be fantastic. Now, the art style looks similar to Xenoblade Chronicles 2. So, if anybody hasn't seen Xenoblade, let's see, Chronicles 2, let's see. So, Xenoblade Chronicles 2 is a good-looking game. I've played it. It looks great. Now, I can't find any... here you go. Good. Boom. It looks beautiful. I'm gonna just say, it looks beautiful. I wish I could just find a better image here to show you. But it's a beautiful game. It really is beautiful. It looks fantastic if you get like a HD image to look at. But if you just search it up or search up some gameplay on YouTube and look at some like high quality, like, you know, 4K or some shit. I mean, you can't find 4K, but you know what I mean, just like some 1080p, you know, quality content. It is a fantastic looking game. These are just some poor images, like straight up. It's just poor screenshots. I've played this on the Switch and it looks phenomenal. It just like, it looks freaking insane. Let's just see if we search up graphics, maybe we can find like a better Better screenshot. Let's see. Okay, let me just try to find a screenshot that's like just larger in general. Or let's go to size, let's go larger, and then let's just go boom. And then give me a gameplay image. I need a gameplay image. There you go. The world in general is beautiful. It's well put together. It's a beautiful looking game. It's fantastic. So yeah, if this is true, and it's got Xenoblade 2 Chronicles like level of graphics, that would be insane. Like, you guys, I don't know if you understand that, but that would be incredible. This game will have lots of similarities to the game Town. Yeah, I don't know about that, dog. I don't know about that. Similarities to the game Town? We already saw Town. I don't think they would want to base a Pokemon game around the way Town works. If you guys don't know what Town is, it's the Game Freak Town. Let's see. Right there. This game, right? Yeah, I don't think so, man. This game, like, it looks fine to me, but it looks way too low quality graphics. It looks worse than Let's Go Pikachu, Let's Go Eevee in my eyes, if I'm gonna be frankly honest. The world looks maybe slightly better, or actually, I mean, I don't know what to say honestly, but the characters just don't look too macho in my eyes. I think Let's Go characters look way better. Of course, they would be, because Town is like a smaller game. It's a smaller, like, it's not even a franchise. It's just like a brand new IP for them. You know, they're working on. So I don't know how likely that is, man. I don't trust it here. This is where you lose me the most. Multiplayer will return from Let's Go. Now, what do you mean? Like, that we're not gonna have battle, like trading, the proper trading systems, like whatchamacallit, like the universal trading and whatnot. Or like, sorry, Wonder Trade is what the word I was looking for. We're not going to have, like, Wonder Trading. We're not going to have, like, well, the features that are gone from, like, the online play currently. You mean that those are still going to be gone and we're just going to have to deal with, like, Let's Go bullshit again? Like, no, that just seems bullshitty as hell. You can transfer a Pokemon from Let's Go to this game. Well, this is kind of a fact, based on what Masuda said. This game might have only one version. Yeah, hell no. Hell no. This is Game Freak! Buddy, if you're making a fake leak, at least be a little bit more logical here, man. You gotta be a bit more fucking logical. This is bullshit. I mean, seriously, what's with these people that make fake leaks? Like, how do you not get, like, such a small thing right? This game might have only one version. Please, stop. It's Game Freak we're talking about. They'll never release a single Pokemon game. They'll always do 2 versions because they make more money. Nintendo wouldn't even let them only do 1 version because they know they make more money by selling several versions. The only way I can see this being, like, 1 version is if the game is so big that they just don't feel like it's worth shipping 2 versions. And that's, like, the only time I could consider this even being a thing. But I think that's very unlikely, so I don't know, guys. Either way, I'd love to know your opinions, guys. What do you think about this? Do you think it seems like a realistic, fake, whatever, post? Do you think it seems reasonable, bullshit, etc.? Let me know. I want to know your thoughts, your opinions, etc. on this and what you guys think about it. So, yeah, it's going to be it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you all the next time. Have a great day, and bye-bye, ladies and gentlemen.